Chosen one. What I'm about to share with you may not just surprise you, it may awaken something deep within your soul. If you're here reading these words, know this: it is not by coincidence or random chance. God's hand has guided you here because He has a message for you, a revelation that could change the trajectory of your life. You see, there's a love heading your way, an extraordinary, divine love that will transform everything you thought you knew about yourself, about others, and about the very purpose of your existence. Yes, the kind of love you've been yearning for, the love that you've whispered in your prayers during those quiet, vulnerable moments, is no longer just a distant dream. It is here, moving closer, about to manifest in ways far beyond what your mind can comprehend. But before we dive deeper into this life-changing message, let me pause for a moment to say thank you to those who have generously supported this channel through super thanks. Your kindness and contributions don't just keep this message alive, they amplify its reach, helping more chosen ones, just like you, find the guidance and inspiration they need. If you feel moved by this message, or if it resonates with your spirit, your support through super thanks is deeply appreciated. Every gesture, no matter how small, sends a ripple of faith and energy into the universe. Now, let's continue. This is no ordinary love. It is not limited to fleeting emotions or temporary connections. No, this is a transformative, divine love crafted by God Himself. It's a love that will elevate your spirit, align your heart with your higher purpose, and awaken you to the fullness of your identity as one of God's chosen. This love is powerful enough to reshape your world, heal your wounds, and align your soul with the plan God has for you. Chosen one, can you feel it stirring within you? The signs are already there, aren't they? Those moments of synchronicity, those whispers in your heart reminding you that you're meant for something greater. Those weren't coincidences. They were glimpses of the love and destiny that God has ordained for you. But here's something you must understand. This love requires preparation. You must open your heart and align yourself with its divine energy. Without this alignment, you may not fully grasp or receive the blessings that are waiting for you. This transformation isn't passive. It demands your willingness to step into the unknown, trust the process, and allow God's love to guide you. Before we continue, I want you to do something symbolic, a small act of faith. Pause for a moment and comment 999 below. Why? Because this act is not just for you. It sends a powerful signal to the universe, affirming that you're ready to receive the energy of this message. 999 is the number of completion, a spiritual awakening, and an invitation to align yourself with divine timing. By typing it, you're declaring that you are prepared to embrace this love and its transformative power. Are you ready? Let's step into this revelation together. God's chosen one, a love that will change everything. Chosen one, a love that will change everything is on its way to you. This is not just any love, it is one that will awaken your spirit and elevate your entire being. Yet, as a chosen one, you know that the journey to finding this love has never been simple. The struggles you've faced in relationships often begin with battles within yourself. You see, the very qualities that make you extraordinary, your high standards, your unyielding ambition, and your deep spiritual mission, are the same qualities that can create invisible walls around you. Have you ever wondered why people admire you, yet seem to keep their distance? Your strength inspires many, but the intensity of your purpose, the way you carry the weight of your calling, can feel overwhelming to those who don't share your vision. Consider the example of Moses, a man chosen by God to lead his people to freedom. His mission was so great, his purpose so consuming, that even those closest to him often misunderstood him. In Numbers 12:1-8, when Moses faced criticism from his own family, God reminded them of Moses' unique position, saying, "With him I speak face to face, clearly and not in riddles." Like Moses, your connection to your purpose might set you apart, making it challenging for others to truly understand or match your energy. But it's not just external challenge that you face. As a chosen one, the expectations you carry often come from within. You hold yourself to a higher standard, don't you? The weight of your mission, the need to stay true to your calling, can sometimes overshadow your personal desires. How many times have you put love on the back burner, telling yourself, "I'll focus on this when I've fulfilled my purpose"? And yet, as days turn into weeks, and weeks into years, a sense of frustration or loneliness begins to creep in. Love feels like an afterthought, like something that doesn't quite fit into your grander plan. But here's the truth you need to embrace. While love might not always come easily for the chosen ones, it is not impossible. God has not destined you to walk this journey alone forever. In fact, the love that is coming into your life is designed not to distract you from your mission, but to enhance it. The key lies in finding someone who respects and aligns with your purpose. A partner who doesn't just tolerate your uniqueness, but celebrates it. Imagine meeting someone who sees the fire in your eyes and feels inspired, not threatened. Someone who understands that your drive comes from a divine calling and chooses to walk alongside you, not in competition, but in partnership. This is the kind of love God intends for you, a love that mirrors the unity described in Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Chosen one, can you see it? This love is not about compromising who you are, but about finding someone who supports and magnifies your highest aspirations. It is a partnership built on respect, understanding, and shared purpose. A love that uplifts you both to greater heights. Chosen one, your high standards are one of your defining qualities, both a strength and a challenge. On one hand, they reflect your deep sense of self-worth, a recognition of the greatness God has placed within you. These standards are a testament to your commitment to personal growth and spiritual excellence. You know your value, don't you? And because of this, you refuse to settle for anything less than what aligns with your higher purpose. This discernment is admirable. It protects your heart from shallow connections and ensures that you remain true to the divine path you're walking. Consider the words of Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your high standards are part of this guarding, a shield against distractions that could pull you away from God's plan. But, chosen one, let's pause for a moment to reflect. Have your high standards ever felt more like a barrier than a blessing? You may find yourself endlessly searching for someone who checks every box on your list. Someone who matches your passion, intellect, and vision for the future. Yet the reality is this: no one is perfect. By setting the bar impossibly high, you might unintentionally push away those who, while imperfect, could still bring a love into your life that is transformative, grounding, and exactly what you need. Think of the story of Ruth and Boaz. Ruth, a Moabite widow, didn't fit the traditional mold of what others might consider ideal. Yet Boaz, a man of integrity and faith, recognized her character, her loyalty, and her spirit. Their union wasn't about perfection. It was about mutual respect, understanding, and alignment with God's plan. Their story reminds us that love often flourishes in the spaces where we least expect it, not in the confines of rigid expectations. The key, chosen one, lies in learning to embrace imperfection not as a compromise of your standards, but as an acceptance of the beauty and complexity of humanity. True love isn't about finding someone who fits perfectly into your vision, but about discovering a partnership that grows through understanding, compromise, and mutual respect. Could the very person you've overlooked or dismissed hold the love you've been praying for? Sometimes, the one who doesn't seem perfect on paper may carry the exact qualities that complement your soul. Remember, God's plans often defy human logic. As Isaiah 55:8-9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." For the chosen ones, the pursuit of perfection isn't limited to relationships. It often spills over into every area of life. Whether it's your career, your spiritual journey, or your personal growth, the desire to excel can become an all-encompassing obsession. You feel there's always more to achieve, more to refine, more to prove, not to others, but to yourself and to God. But here's the truth you must hold on to. God doesn't call you to perfection. He calls you to faithfulness. Your worth isn't determined by flawless performance, but by your willingness to walk in obedience to His will. Let that truth free you from the weight of unrealistic expectations. Chosen one, are you ready to let go of the impossible pursuit of perfection and open your heart to the love and connections God has prepared for you? Could it be that the love you've been seeking is already closer than you think? Chosen one, this quest for perfection, while rooted in your noble intentions, can become a source of exhaustion, especially when it comes to relationships. Have you noticed how it can make you overanalyze every interaction? You replay conversations in your mind, dissecting every word and every pause, wondering if it was good enough or if something could have been done differently. You scrutinize each moment, searching for signs that everything is aligning with your expectations. But here's the truth. This relentless pursuit of perfection can rob you of the joy and authenticity that love is meant to bring. By focusing so much on whether everything is just right, you might miss the beauty of what is truly unfolding before you. Love, chosen one, is not about flawless moments, but about the raw, honest, and imperfect connection between two souls. Think about Jesus' relationship with his disciples. They were far from perfect. They doubted, misunderstood, and even denied him at times. Yet, Jesus loved them deeply and unconditionally. He didn't demand perfection from them. Instead, he cultivated their faith, guiding them through their flaws and teaching them how to grow. This example shows us that love isn't about expecting perfection. It's about nurturing growth and accepting the humanity in one another. Chosen one, have you considered how this perfectionist mindset might be creating emotional distance in your relationships? The constant pressure for everything to be perfect doesn't just weigh on you, it can also weigh on your partner. They might feel like they're always falling short of your expectations, no matter how much they care or how hard they try. This invisible barrier can prevent the connection you desire from fully blossoming. But here's the good news. You don't have to carry this burden anymore. Perfection doesn't exist in love, and it was never meant to. The true beauty of relationships lies in their messiness, their unpredictability, and their capacity for growth. Love is not about two perfect people coming together. It's about two imperfect souls choosing to embrace and support each other despite their flaws. As it says in 1 Peter 4:8, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. This verse reminds us that love isn't about perfection, it's about grace. It's about seeing the beauty in each other's imperfections and choosing to love anyway. Chosen one, imagine what it would feel like to release the need for everything to be perfect, to simply be present in the moment, to cherish the laughter, the missteps, and the moments of vulnerability that make love so real. Embracing imperfections doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means allowing space for love to grow authentically. Ask yourself this: what if the very thing you're avoiding, the messiness of love, is the key to the transformation you've been praying for? Could it be that in accepting imperfection, you'll find a love that is not only real, but deeply fulfilling? Chosen one, it's time to let go of the pressure to make love perfect. Open your heart to the possibility that the most transformative love is the one that embraces imperfection and allows both of you to grow together in faith, grace, and truth. Chosen one, your purpose is a gift, a divine calling that fuels your passion and gives your life meaning. It's the force that keeps you moving forward, even when the path is difficult. But as powerful as this purpose is, it can also create tension in your relationships. Have you noticed how your intense focus on your mission can sometimes feel like it leaves little room for anything else? As a chosen one, your determination is unmatched. When you commit to a cause or a vision that feels larger than life, it consumes your thoughts, your time, and your energy. This dedication is admirable. It's what makes you a beacon of strength and inspiration. But have you considered how this singular focus might impact the people closest to you? Your partner, for instance, might feel like they are in constant competition with your purpose, wondering if they will ever hold a significant place in your life. Take a moment to reflect on the story of Mary and Martha in Luke 10:38-42. Martha was so focused on serving and fulfilling her duties that she missed the opportunity to sit and connect with Jesus, as Mary did. Jesus reminded her that sometimes we need to prioritize connection over our tasks. Similarly, chosen one, while your purpose is central to your life, it's important to recognize that love and relationships require intentional attention, patience, and understanding. When your mission takes precedence over your relationship, misunderstandings can arise. Your partner may feel neglected, wondering why they don't seem to matter as much as your calling. This imbalance can create frustration and isolation for both of you. But here's the solution: balance. While your purpose will always remain a core part of who you are, love thrives when it is nurtured. By dedicating time to your relationship, you create space for your partner to feel valued and seen. More importantly, you give them the opportunity to support your mission rather than feel overshadowed by it. After all, love isn't meant to compete with your purpose. It's meant to complement it, offering strength and encouragement as you walk your path. But chosen one, there's another challenge you must be mindful of: the presence of emotional drainers in your life. These are individuals who, whether intentionally or not, deplete your energy and leave you feeling spiritually empty. They could be friends, family members, or romantic partners. Have you ever experienced this? The feeling of giving so much of yourself, your time, your compassion, your love, only to find that it's not reciprocated. As a chosen one, your capacity to love is boundless. Your compassion is unconditional, and your desire to help others often leads you to pour into relationships without hesitation. But this very quality can sometimes make you vulnerable to those who take without giving, who drain you emotionally without realizing the toll it takes on your spirit. Remember the wisdom of Proverbs 13:20. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. This verse serves as a reminder to carefully choose those who walk beside you on your journey. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, encourage your mission, and reciprocate the love and energy you give. Think of Samson and Delilah, Judges 16. Samson, blessed with extraordinary strength, was ultimately brought low because he gave his trust and energy to someone who did not have his best interests at heart. This story serves as a powerful example of why discernment is crucial. Not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay, and not everyone deserves access to your deepest energy. Chosen one, it's time to reclaim your power. Recognize that while your love and compassion are divine gifts, they must be stewarded wisely. Learn to set boundaries, protect your energy, and prioritize relationships that uplift rather than deplete you. Ask yourself, are the people in your life pouring into you as much as you are pouring into them? Are they helping you grow in your mission, or are they holding you back? You are not called to carry the emotional burdens of the world on your own. God has given you discernment for a reason. Use it to cultivate relationships that are reciprocal, balanced, and rooted in mutual respect. Remember, even Jesus chose his inner circle carefully, surrounding himself with those who could support his mission and share in his purpose. Chosen one, it's time to find balance, not just between your purpose and your relationships, but also between giving and receiving. When you do, you'll discover that love and connection don't hinder your mission. They strengthen it. Chosen one, the key to protecting your energy and fulfilling your divine mission lies in setting clear boundaries. This isn't just about self-preservation. It's about honoring the gift God has given you, your spirit, your purpose, and your emotional well-being. Have you ever felt like saying no would make you seem unkind or ungrateful? Let me remind you, you have every right to say no when someone's presence is depleting you. Prioritizing your own well-being isn't selfish. It's essential to staying aligned with the calling God has placed on your life. As a chosen one, your energy is magnetic, drawing people to you. But have you stopped to wonder why certain individuals seem drawn to you more than others? Not everyone who enters your life is there to uplift or support you. Some come because they are captivated by your light, but not with pure intentions. Have you ever noticed how some people, no matter how much you give, seem to always want more? These individuals may cloak their motives with affection or friendship, but beneath the surface, their intentions might be far from genuine. Think about Jesus' words in Matthew 7:15. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. Does this resonate with you? Can you recall a time when someone who seemed trustworthy later revealed toxic behaviors? This serves as a powerful reminder to stay vigilant and trust your discernment when something doesn't feel right. Toxic relationships don't usually start with clear warning signs. Have you found yourself constantly accommodating others, sacrificing your own needs to keep the peace or maintain a connection? At first, it might feel manageable or even noble, but over time, do you notice feelings of resentment or exhaustion creeping in? Toxic individuals often feed off your energy, leaving you emotionally drained and spiritually depleted. Chosen one, why do you think this happens so often to people like you? It's because your capacity for love and compassion is immense. You give unconditionally, offering your time, energy, and care without hesitation. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. Is this love being reciprocated, or are you pouring from an empty cup? The solution lies in trusting your intuition. Have you ever had a feeling deep inside, a quiet voice warning you that something is off? That is God's guidance, a whisper meant to protect you. Are you listening to it? Proverbs 4:23 reminds us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guarding your heart isn't about shutting people out. It's about being intentional with the relationships you allow into your life. What happens when you start to trust your intuition and stay grounded in your values? You'll begin to notice patterns, signs that reveal whether a relationship is uplifting or draining you. Are they helping you grow into the person God has called you to be, or are they pulling you further from your purpose? True love, whether it's with a partner, a friend, or a family member, isn't about giving until you have nothing left. Wouldn't it feel amazing to experience love that is mutual, where both sides pour into each other, building one another up? This is what God intends for you, a love rooted in mutual support, respect, and growth. Chosen one, you have been given the gift of discernment for a reason. Are you ready to use it? By setting boundaries and releasing those who drain your energy, you make space for the right people to enter your life, the ones who will honor your purpose and support your journey. Remember this truth: you deserve love that replenishes you, relationships that build you rather than break you, and connections that leave you feeling empowered, not depleted. Are you ready to step into this new chapter of your life? Trust that God has already prepared the path for you. Chosen one, independence is one of your most defining qualities. You are self-sufficient, capable of standing tall on your own, and you value your autonomy above all else. Does this sound like you? While this independence is a divine gift, a testament to your strength and resilience, it can also create challenges in your relationships. Have you ever wondered if your self-reliance unintentionally communicates to others that you don't need them? Partners might feel like they're being kept at arm's length, not because you don't care, but because you exude an aura of invulnerability. Think of Esther, the queen who boldly stepped into her calling to save her people. Esther 4:13-16. While her independence and courage were extraordinary, she still relied on the support of others, her people's prayers and Mordecai's guidance. Esther's story reminds us that independence doesn't mean isolation. It is possible to maintain strength while allowing others to stand beside you. Does this resonate with you? While your independence protects your heart and fuels your purpose, it can sometimes make others feel inadequate or unnecessary. The challenge for you, chosen one, isn't to abandon your independence, but to find balance. How can you remain self-sufficient while still being emotionally available? The right partner won't try to diminish your independence. Instead, they will celebrate it while providing the companionship, affection, and connection you truly crave. But are you willing to open yourself to shared vulnerability, to create a relationship where both of you maintain your individuality, yet grow together in love? Consider Ruth and Boaz. Ruth's independence and courage were clear when she chose to leave her homeland and provide for her mother-in-law, Naomi. Yet she also allowed herself to form a connection with Boaz, who respected and supported her strength. Their story, Ruth 2-4, is a powerful reminder that independence and emotional connection can coexist beautifully when rooted in mutual respect and purpose. As vital as your independence is, emotional connection is just as crucial. Have you ever hesitated to rely on someone else for support, worrying that it might make you seem weak? You might believe you should be able to handle everything alone, but is this truly sustainable? Love isn't about carrying every burden by yourself. It's about sharing the load, building a connection where both partners support one another in times of need. Do you see how the tension between self-sufficiency and emotional connection could create challenges in your relationships? When one partner feels neglected while the other feels overburdened, the bond can start to fray. What would happen if you allowed yourself to open up even when it feels uncomfortable? It's okay to need someone, to lean on them when times are tough. Emotional intimacy isn't a weakness. It's the foundation of any lasting relationship. Ephesians 4:2 reminds us, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love." Vulnerability is a strength, chosen one. It invites a deeper, more meaningful connection that nourishes both your spirit and your heart. What if embracing this truth could lead you to the kind of relationship you've been yearning for? Yet, as a chosen one, you may feel another weight pressing on you. the fear of compromising your standards. Have you ever questioned if your expectations are too high, especially when loneliness begins to creep in? This inner dialogue can tempt you to settle for a relationship that doesn't align with your soul's desires, just to avoid the pain of solitude. But what happens when you lower your vibration to meet someone else's? Think of Samson and Delilah, Judges 16. Samson, blessed with divine strength, compromised his standards and trusted someone who didn't align with his purpose. This led to his downfall. Are you willing to risk your calling, your energy, and your worth by settling for a relationship that doesn't honor who you are? Settling for less than you deserve often leads to serious consequences. Over time, a relationship that doesn't align with your true self can leave you feeling unfulfilled, drained, and disconnected from your purpose. Have you felt this before? Giving so much of yourself to a relationship that ultimately didn't honor who you are. Your standards are not arbitrary. They are a reflection of your worth and the value God has placed within you. Remember, Proverbs 31:10 asks, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." This truth applies to all chosen ones, regardless of gender. Your worth is immeasurable, and your standards should reflect that. By lowering your standards, you risk diminishing your own value and attracting relationships that are misaligned with your true essence. Do you really want to compromise who you are to fit into someone else's life? Or would you rather wait for the partnership that celebrates and uplifts everything you've worked so hard to become? Chosen one, it's time to trust that God has someone prepared for you who will honor your independence, cherish your vulnerability, and align with your purpose. Will you have the patience to wait for the love that resonates with your soul? Or will you settle for less and risk losing sight of who you are? Chosen one, 1. True love will never require you to lower your standards. Instead, it will encourage you to honor your worth and remain aligned with your higher self. Have you ever felt that holding on to your standards might make it harder to find love? The truth is, the right partner will rise to meet you where you are, never asking you to settle for less than you deserve. Your spiritual integrity is one of your most profound gifts. Staying true to your spiritual beliefs, values, and authentic self creates an invisible magnet that draws those who resonate with your essence. When you're aligned with your spiritual path, the love you attract will be grounded in mutual respect, understanding, and authenticity. Think of Daniel in the lion's den, Daniel 6. Despite immense pressure, Daniel never wavered in his faith. His unwavering spiritual integrity not only saved him but also inspired others to recognize the power of his God. Like Daniel, your spiritual alignment sends out a clear signal, drawing people who respect your truth and pushing away those who are not aligned with your purpose. Have you ever felt pressured to conform to societal norms or lower your standards to fit in? It's easy to lose sight of who you are in the chaos of the world. But when you stay true to yourself, you emit an energy that speaks volumes. As Proverbs 27:19 says, "As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart." Your life, when lived authentically, reflects your heart and attracts love that mirrors your integrity. Love, built on spiritual integrity, doesn't require compromise. It requires mutual respect for each other's growth and truth. When you commit to walking your path with integrity, you create space for a love that uplifts, inspires, and nourishes. Can you envision what it would feel like to be with someone who fully supports your spiritual journey and encourages you to become the fullest version of yourself? That is the kind of love God intends for you. Chosen one, your love is unlike any other. It is deep, unconditional, and transformative. When you love, you give every part of yourself, holding nothing back. This is a rare and powerful gift, but have you noticed how others sometimes struggle to understand its intensity. Your love transcends surface-level affection. It is a force that heals, empowers, and transforms. Yet, this depth can be overwhelming to those who aren't prepared to embrace it fully. Consider the love of Christ, who gave everything for humanity without hesitation. John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. Your love, chosen one, reflects this divine quality. It is a love that goes beyond the ordinary, touching the very soul of those you care for. However, not everyone is ready for such an all-encompassing connection. Have you encountered people who seemed confused or even fearful of your intensity? This isn't a reflection of your worth, but rather their capacity to receive the gift you offer. Your love is a gift, but it requires someone who can embrace its power without feeling overwhelmed. The key to navigating this intense love is finding someone who can reciprocate in kind. What would it feel like to meet someone who not only appreciates the depth of your affection, but also matches it with their own vulnerability and openness? The right partner will see your love as a blessing, not a burden. Together, your connection will create a force that has the power to transform both of your lives. Yet, for many chosen ones, giving love comes naturally, but receiving love can feel much more challenging. Does this sound familiar? You are so accustomed to pouring out love that when it is directed back toward you, it might feel uncomfortable or even undeserved. Why is this? Often it's rooted in the belief that your role is to give and never to receive. But here's the truth. Love is meant to flow both ways. A thriving relationship is built on reciprocity, where both partners give and receive in equal measure. Have you ever considered that allowing yourself to receive love could be just as important as giving it? Learning to receive love is a vital part of your healing process. Think of the Apostle Paul's words in Acts 20:35. It is more blessed to give than to receive. While giving is a blessing, receiving love also honors the person offering it, creating a deeper connection and mutual fulfillment. When you allow yourself to accept love, you replenish your energy and experience the joy of being cared for in return. Chosen one, can you imagine what it would feel like to be cherished as deeply as you cherish others? Accepting love is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament to your worth and an acknowledgement that you too deserve to be nourished and supported. By embracing this truth, you open yourself to deeper connections and emotional intimacy, the kind that strengthens your spirit and nurtures your soul. The love you give is extraordinary, and the love you receive should be equally profound. Will you allow yourself to open your heart to this balance? Trust that God has prepared someone who will honor your love, match your depth, and stand beside you in mutual respect and vulnerability. Chosen one, your love is a divine gift. Guard it wisely, give it freely, and receive it openly, for it has the power to change not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Chosen one, you carry the burden of uniqueness, a divine gift that sets you apart in extraordinary ways. Your talents, intelligence, and spiritual depth are undeniable, and they are a reflection of the purpose God has placed within you. But have you ever felt that this uniqueness creates distance between you and others? It can feel isolating when people admire your strengths, yet fail to truly understand or appreciate the depth of who you are. Consider Joseph, the dreamer whose gifts made him stand out even among his brothers. Genesis 37. His ability to interpret dreams was a remarkable talent, but it also became the source of jealousy and betrayal. Joseph's journey teaches us that being chosen often means walking a lonely path, at least for a time. Do you see echoes of Joseph's story in your own life? Your uniqueness is not something to hide or downplay, chosen one. It is the very essence of your calling. the light that makes you powerful. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to find someone who truly sees you, not just your gifts, but the fullness of who you are? When you meet a partner who embraces your exceptional qualities without feeling threatened, you will experience a love that is rich, deep, and transformative. At the heart of your journey is the quest for the right love. This love is not about finding someone to complete you. You are already complete in God's design. Instead, it's about discovering someone who complements you, who challenges you, and who encourages you to grow. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to have a partner who helps you become the highest version of yourself? The love you seek isn't just a relationship. It's a catalyst for transformation. The right partner will magnify your purpose, intensify your passion, and align your soul with the divine plan God has for you. Imagine a partnership that feels divinely guided, where love becomes the foundation for everything else in your life. This kind of love isn't about finding perfection. It's about finding authenticity, someone who values your spiritual journey and is willing to grow alongside you. Consider the union of Priscilla and Aquila, mentioned in Acts 18. As a couple, they worked together in their ministry, strengthening each other's faith and purpose. Their partnership wasn't just about affection, it was about alignment with God's mission. Can you see how such a love could transform your own life, helping you step further into your calling? But, chosen one, what about the wounds of your past? For many, these can feel like chains, holding you back from embracing the love you truly deserve. Whether it's from childhood trauma, past relationships, or emotional scars, these wounds can create fears and hesitations around love. Have you felt these fears creeping in, whispering lies about your worthiness, or making you question whether it's safe to trust again? Think of the woman at the well, John 4:1-26. She carried the weight of her past, yet Jesus saw her for who she truly was. He didn't define her by her mistakes or her wounds, but invited her into healing and transformation. Like her, you're not defined by your past. The love you deserve isn't limited by old fears or scars. Unresolved wounds can create walls, making it hard to form the deep connections you long for. Have you noticed these walls in your own heart? Healing them isn't easy, but it's necessary if you want to create space for the kind of love that transforms. What would it feel like to let go of the pain, to release the chains that have held you back? Healing requires courage and a willingness to confront the past. This might involve therapy, deep self-reflection, or simply allowing yourself the grace of time and patience. As Psalm 147:3 reminds us, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Your healing journey is a reclamation of your power, an acknowledgement that you are worthy of love that is free from fear and limitation. When you release the emotional baggage of your past, you open yourself to love that is pure and untarnished. Imagine a love unburdened by old fears. A love where you are seen, cherished, and supported for the amazing, unique individual you are. Chosen one, true love flourishes when you are no longer tethered to the ghosts of your past. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to experience love free from old fears and burdens? When you liberate yourself from those chains, you open your heart to new, more authentic experiences. This freedom allows you to give and receive love that is unburdened and full of possibility. As you heal, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to see yourself through a new lens. You recognize your worth and embrace the truth that you are deserving of a love that respects your spirit and aligns with your divine purpose. Isaiah 43:18-19 encourages us to let go of the past and embrace the new. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? This renewal not only transforms how you see yourself, but also attracts those who honor and cherish the person you are today. Your relationships are mirrors, chosen one. They reflect the state of your inner world. If you are filled with self-doubt or fear, have you noticed how you might attract partners who mirror those emotions? This can lead to toxic or unbalanced dynamics, leaving you feeling drained and misunderstood. On the other hand, when you cultivate inner peace and align with your highest truth, you begin to attract a partner who reflects that same harmony and strength. Think of David, who, despite his flaws and struggles, found companionship in Jonathan, a friend whose loyalty and love reflected the potential and faith David carried within him. 1 Samuel 18:1-4. Their bond reminds us that relationships often mirror what is within us. What do your relationships reflect about your current state of mind and spirit? The energy you project into the world shapes the love you attract. This mirror effect not only helps you recognize the kind of partners you draw in, but also reveals areas within yourself that may need healing. For example, if you consistently find yourself in relationships with emotionally unavailable people, could it be that you are also avoiding vulnerability or emotional intimacy? Your relationships, whether positive or negative, are feedback, opportunities to grow. When you notice recurring patterns, ask yourself, what is this relationship teaching me about myself? The good news is that by changing your inner dialogue, embracing your self-worth, and working on your healing, you can shift the energy you send out into the world. As Proverbs 27:19 says, "As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart." When you nurture your emotional health and align your inner world with love and self-respect, your relationships evolve into authentic partnerships based on mutual respect, growth, and unconditional love. For the chosen ones, love isn't just about companionship, it's about building something sacred. Have you ever envisioned a partnership that feels divinely guided, a love with purpose? When two people come together with a mutual sense of mission, their love becomes a powerful force that not only transforms their lives, but also creates a meaningful impact in the world around them. This sacred love requires alignment. It's not enough to simply share chemistry or common interests. True sacred partnerships are built on shared values, vision, and purpose. Think of Aquila and Priscilla, whose partnership was rooted in faith and ministry. Together, they worked to spread the gospel, supporting each other in their shared mission. Acts 18:24-26. Their story shows us that love with a shared purpose creates a bond that not only strengthens the relationship, but also serves a greater good. When you find this alignment, love becomes a tool for transformation. It allows each person to fully express their authentic self, while also working towards something greater. Imagine a relationship where your partner not only sees you for who you are, but also inspires you to grow into who you are meant to become. This kind of love enriches not just your personal life, but your spiritual journey as well. 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 beautifully describes the essence of such a love. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Can you imagine experiencing a love so rooted in trust, patience, and purpose? A sacred partnership creates a space where both individuals evolve together. It supports you in times of challenge and celebrates your victories, big and small. Have you ever felt that yearning for a love that uplifts and inspires, where your shared mission becomes the foundation for something extraordinary? When you experience this kind of love, it becomes a force for change, not just in your lives, but in the world around you. Together, your love becomes a reflection of God's purpose, inspiring others and manifesting something far greater than you could achieve alone. My beloved friend, as a chosen one, it's natural to feel the need to control every aspect of your life, especially when it comes to relationships. Have you found yourself creating a mental checklist of what your ideal partner should be like, or imagining the exact way your love story should unfold? While planning can be helpful, love rarely follows a predictable path. In fact, the most profound and transformative experiences often come from surrendering to the unknown. Surrendering to love means letting go of rigid expectations and opening yourself to the extraordinary possibilities God has planned for you. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Can you trust that the love you seek may come in a form you didn't expect, but that aligns perfectly with your growth and purpose? Sometimes, the love you need is not the one you thought you wanted. It's the one that challenges you, stretches you, and helps you discover parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. Have you ever considered that God might bring someone into your life who doesn't match your expectations, but is exactly who you need to grow into the best version of yourself? When you surrender to love, you release the need to control every detail and embrace the beauty of uncertainty. This doesn't mean being passive or complacent. It means trusting that love will unfold in its own time and way. Can you let go of fear and embrace the mystery of the journey? Through this trust, you invite a love that brings joy, freedom, and deep fulfillment. The joy of surrendering to love is unparalleled. It arises from the willingness to let go of fear and control and to allow the unexpected to bless your life. Ephesians 3:20 reminds us of God's abundant plans. Now, to him who's able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. What if the love waiting for you is more fulfilling and transformative than you've ever imagined? But what about the insecurities that creep in? For chosen ones, the weight of your unique path can often amplify fears and doubts. Do you ever worry that you're too different, too intense, or too much for someone to handle? These fears, while understandable, can create walls around your heart, keeping love at a distance. Yet, love, when approached with trust and vulnerability, has the power to heal even the deepest insecurities. Think of Peter, who doubted himself when Jesus called him to walk on water, Matthew 14:28-31. Despite Peter's fears, Jesus extended his hand, offering reassurance and love. This story reminds us that love doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for trust. When you find someone who sees you for who you truly are, someone who accepts your flaws, celebrates your strengths, and loves you unconditionally, it can dissolve the insecurities that once held you back. Can you imagine what it would feel like to be seen and loved in this way? In this space of love, you are free to be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. The healing power of love lies in its ability to offer acceptance and reassurance. 1 John 4:18 tells us, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear." What if love could offer you the courage to let go of your doubts and step into the fullness of who you are? When you're with someone who genuinely loves you, you begin to see yourself in a new light. Your perceived flaws no longer define you. Instead, they become part of your story, pieces of the puzzle that make you uniquely you. Have you ever thought about how those perceived imperfections might actually be the very things that draw the right person to you? Love, chosen one, is not about being flawless. It's about being real. It's about finding someone who treasures your authenticity and walks with you through every season of life. Are you ready to let go of control, trust the divine plan, and embrace the healing power of love? When you surrender to love, you invite a divine force into your life, one that liberates you, transforms you, and fills your heart with joy. Trust that the love meant for you will not only honor your path, but also inspire you to become the person God has called you to be. Chosen one, as you open yourself to the love that heals, you will begin to notice a profound shift within. The fear that once held you captive starts to fade, replaced by a liberating sense of freedom and self-empowerment. Love, when given and received openly, becomes the antidote to insecurity. It unlocks the fullness of who you are and reminds you of your divine worth. Think of the Apostle Paul's words in 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Love, when approached with courage and faith, transforms fear into strength. Can you feel that shift beginning to take root within you? There's an undeniable truth about love. It arrives when the time is right. For many chosen ones, this is one of the hardest lessons to embrace. Have you ever felt ready for love, eager to share your heart, yet found it elusive? Perhaps you've wrestled with impatience or doubt, wondering why the right person hasn't appeared in your life yet. But here's the truth. Divine timing is essential. Love cannot be forced or rushed. It comes when you and your future partner are aligned, when both of you are ready to offer a love that transcends surface-level affection and touches the soul. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Trust that love will arrive in its season, perfectly timed according to God's plan. Until that moment comes, chosen one, trust the timing of your life and the lessons along the way. Every experience, every challenge, and every relationship is preparing you for the love that is meant for you. Have you considered how even the heartbreaks and setbacks you faced are shaping you into the person you are becoming? Think of the story of Ruth. After losing her husband, Ruth could have given up on love and purpose. Instead, she remained faithful, following her mother-in-law Naomi to a foreign land. She didn't know what the future held, but she trusted the process. In God's timing, Ruth met Boaz, a man who not only loved her, but also honored her journey. Their union wasn't just about love. It was part of God's greater plan to bring forth the lineage of King David and, ultimately, Jesus Christ. Ruth 4. Can you trust that your story, like Ruth's, is unfolding with divine purpose? Trusting in divine timing means letting go of the need to control when or how love enters your life. This doesn't mean giving up on love. It means releasing your expectations of what it should look like and embracing the unfolding process. Patience and faith are your companions on this journey. Have you ever felt the peace that comes from surrendering control and trusting that God's plan is always greater than your own? When the right person finally arrives, you will understand why everything happened the way it did. The delays, the lessons, the waiting, it will all make sense. Love that arrives in divine timing is always the most profound because it aligns perfectly with your journey and your soul's deepest desires. Romans chapter 8, 20 assures us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. This means that even in the waiting, God is working behind the scenes, preparing your heart and the heart of your future partner for a love that is beyond anything you can imagine. Chosen one, can you trust that the process is unfolding exactly as it should? Every step you take, every moment you embrace, and every act of faith is bringing you closer to the love that is meant for you. Trust in divine timing, for it is never late, and it always delivers what is best for your soul. When love finally arrives, it will not only align with your spirit, but also elevate you to new heights. It will be a love that complements your journey, enhances your purpose, and fills your life with joy and fulfillment. Until then, hold on to faith, for the love that is coming will be worth every moment of the wait. Chosen one. Heartbreak is one of life's most painful experiences, a wound that leaves behind emotional scars and whispers of doubt. For the chosen ones, heartbreak can feel even more profound. Have you ever wondered why it's so difficult to open your heart again after being hurt? The walls built from past pain can shield you from future hurt, but also block you from the transformative love you desire. Yet, within heartbreak lies a profound opportunity for growth. Each heartbreak carries valuable lessons about yourself and the kind of love you need. While revisiting those emotions can be painful, it's in that reflection that healing begins. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope." What if your heartbreak is not a failure but a stepping stone, shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more self-aware version of yourself? The courage to love again is one of the most powerful steps in reclaiming your heart. To move forward, you must first forgive, both yourself and your past partners. Forgiveness is not about excusing past wrongs. It's about freeing your heart from the weight of resentment and bitterness. Have you noticed how holding on to past pain can cloud your ability to trust and connect? Love cannot thrive in an environment of fear or anger. Instead, it flourishes in openness and vulnerability. Think of Joseph, who, after being betrayed by his brothers, found it in his heart to forgive them. Genesis 50:19-21. His forgiveness not only restored his relationships, but also fulfilled God's greater plan for his life. Can you imagine the freedom you would feel by releasing resentment and allowing forgiveness to pave the way for new possibilities? When you gather the courage to love again, you invite new experiences into your life, ones that can bring you closer to the love that will truly transform you. Every step you take toward healing is a victory. You're no longer defined by past pain, but by the strength and resilience that allow you to embrace love once more. Before you can fully give love to another, you must first learn to love yourself. This is not selfish, it is essential. As a chosen one, you often focus on the needs of others, whether it's helping people grow, supporting your community, or fulfilling your spiritual mission. But have you ever felt burned out, emotionally depleted, or like you have little left to give? Without nurturing yourself, you risk losing the energy and joy that make you who you are. Self-love means treating yourself with kindness, respect, and compassion. Jesus teaches us in Mark 12:31, "Love your neighbor as yourself." But how can you love your neighbor if you do not first love yourself? Self-love is the foundation upon which all other love is built. When you prioritize your emotional health, make time for rest and practice self-care, you send out a vibration of worthiness that attracts the same kind of love from others. Have you considered how practicing self-love also helps you set healthy boundaries? By recognizing your needs, what nourishes your spirit, fulfills your emotions, and aligns with your purpose, you become more attuned to the kind of love you want in a partner. Have you ever noticed how clearly defined boundaries not only protect your energy, but also teach others how to treat you? Think of Jesus, who often withdrew to pray and recharge, Luke 5:16. Even in his mission to save humanity, he knew the importance of stepping away to nurture his spirit. Following his example, self-love is not about indulgence, but about renewal, replenishing your heart and soul so you can pour into others from a place of abundance rather than depletion. When you nurture your own heart, you create a foundation for love that is not based on need or dependency, but on mutual respect and admiration. This kind of love becomes a partnership where both people bring their whole, authentic selves to the relationship. Self-love opens the door to a balanced, fulfilling, and deeply connected relationship. It teaches you to value yourself and, in turn, attract someone who will cherish and honor you. Proverbs 4:23 advises, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Guarding your heart doesn't mean closing it off. It means treating it with the care and respect it deserves, so you can share it with someone who will do the same. Chosen one, have you taken the time to truly love and care for yourself? By doing so, you are not only healing from the past, but also preparing for a love that mirrors the beauty and depth of your own soul. When you embrace self-love, you step into a space of alignment with the love God has designed for you. A love that will uplift, inspire, and transform both you and the world around you. Are you ready to take that step? Beloved chosen one, as we come to the end of this journey together, let's reflect on the profound truths we've explored. Love for the chosen ones is not just an emotional connection, but a transformative force, a divine gift that elevates your spirit and aligns you with your higher purpose. From healing the wounds of the past to embracing self-love and trusting in divine timing, every step of this journey is preparing you for a love that will truly change everything. This love isn't about settling or compromising who you are. It's about finding a partnership rooted in mutual respect, shared purpose, and unconditional acceptance. It's a love that mirrors your deepest truths, nurtures your spirit, and propels you toward the extraordinary life God has planned for you. If this message has resonated with you and brought value to your life, I invite you to support this channel through Super Thanks. Your contributions help keep this space alive and allow us to reach more chosen ones with messages of hope, love, and inspiration. But whether or not you choose to give, please know that your presence here is deeply appreciated. By simply engaging with this message, you've already taken a step toward aligning with the love and purpose that God has for you. Thank you. Thank you for your time, your openness, and your willingness to embrace this journey. Your growth, your healing, and your faith inspire others, even if you don't realize it. You are a beacon of light in this world, and I'm grateful to walk this path with you, even if only for a moment. As you leave here today, I pray that God continues to guide your steps, heal your heart, and prepare you for the love that is on its way. May His blessings overflow in your life, bringing you joy, peace, and fulfillment beyond anything you've ever imagined. Chosen one, remember this: you are worthy of a love that changes everything. Hold on to faith, trust the process, and know that the best is yet to come. Stay blessed, and until next time, may God's love and light surround you always.